All right. Here we go, back again on the other side of the coin. All right, welcome back to the other side of the coin, ladies and gentlemen. Wow. What a mad 24 hours we've had. And the manager still is not sacked. The manager is still there. The manager will not be sacked. And we as a fan base, we just have to get used to it. We have to get used to it. To be honest, I don't know what the limit is. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what is. By now, it should be the end. It should be the end. I mean, if it wasn't the end already, Southampton game should have been 100% the end. And now, backing it up with another loss, an entire week off, more than a week off, 8 days off. Well, sorry, 8 days of working time to prepare for Spurs, 3 days off within the 8 days to prepare from the last loss against Southampton. And it's total madness. And do you know what? Some of our better players are now starting to look poor. Enzo Fernandez, Joao Felix, even they are starting to get down to our levels. And that's the scary part, ladies and gentlemen. That is what the scary part is. That, I can't see a proper ideology. I can't see a proper structure. It is on Graham Potter. Unfortunately, it is on Graham Potter. His starting lineups, people that are in the bench, his in-game management, people that he brings in through substitutions. Second half is diabolical. Almost every match, second half is diabolical. I don't know what is being said. There seems to be zero impact. There seems to be zero impact from the sideline. He's got no control of this team. Whenever the team is met with adversity, and you don't even need the team to be in any sort of adverse situation. The opposition just stays patient. They know that they can find a goal any moment. They just stay patient, and eventually enough, they find the goal. And it's mad how Graham Potter, there's no response to that. There is literally no action, reaction, proactiveness. It's just. And then this man has the cheek to come in the pre-match conference before the Spurs game to say, when he was a few minutes late to come into the press conference, he has the cheek to say, "Oh, sorry, I'm a little bit late. I just came out of a crisis meeting." My man, you don't have any grounds to be funny. You don't have any grounds to be a stand-up comedian. There should be crisis meeting on a regular basis. 2 out of 16, one win in 2023. One win in 2023. It's mad. It's mad. And you know what the crazy part is, ladies and gentlemen? Our owners, let me just showcase you the news before I get into the comments very, very soon. Our owners, ladies and gentlemen, this is from Fabrizio Romano. Internally, Chelsea are still backing Graham Potter after Spurs defeat, but many top agents are approaching Chelsea to offer them their clients' managers. This is normal, but the situation is getting tense. Let's see what happens after new round of talks. Furthermore, this is from Simon Johnson. The longer things stay the same at Chelsea, the greater the chance frustrations begin to be aimed in the board's direction. If you were going to make a change of coach, this is the week to do it because there is still something to be salvaged. There is still something to be salvaged, ladies and gentlemen. Are we just gonna give up in the Champions League? Are we just gonna bend over backwards and let Dortmund violate us and ruin us for whatever little bits and pieces that we have left in this particular season? I mean, what next? How much more humiliation? How much more humiliation can we take? To be honest, Spurs did not even think. It was effortless. It was literally effortless. I don't think they were outstanding, but they didn't have to be outstanding. They didn't have to be outstanding. And 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 the crazy part in this whole situation is, if you thought after Southampton there was still certain percentage of people that wanted to hold Potter on, you best believe now there's pretty much a majority of the fan base that want Potter gone immediately. So the owners, I don't know what they have to say. Let's see what you guys are saying. Let's bring up some comments. Potter will drag us into relegation battle. I'm very sure of this. It is this mad now. Lose 3 more. We are in the relegation zone. This is getting more insane. My mental health is suffering. Everyone's mental health is suffering. Everyone. We're not seeing any improvement. At least we could have felt somewhat connected if we saw some level of improvement, some level of pattern of play, some bit of structure. But literally, we probably show some sort of chemistry for the first maybe 15, 20, 25 minutes. And then after that, it all disintegrates into thin air. It all disappears. Everything disappears. And you can't carry this on. And it is now. I'm not even, do you know what? I'm not even mad with Graham Potter anymore, because I think it's now quite straightforward that this job is way too much for him. He is out of his depth at Chelsea Football Club. A lot of people say, but Miz, the owners keep talking about Jurgen Klopp at Liverpool. They keep talking about Arsenal. Arteta at Arsenal. Even Graham Potter himself said, like he watched the all or nothing of Arsenal, and a couple of years down the track, Arteta is now finding himself in a title race. And I feel like saying, why are we consistently looking at Jurgen Klopp and Arteta? Why aren't we looking at David Moyes at Man United? Why aren't we looking at that example? Look at David Moyes at Man United. Did he succeed? No. Why aren't we looking at that? Why are we just look at Graham Potter, look at Jurgen Klopp, look at Arteta. Let's look at David Moyes at Man United. And with Arteta, it took him 3 seasons to finally start challenging. 3 seasons. Is that how long we're going to have to wait with Graham Potter, with all the money that's been invested in this football club by the owners? I'm actually at this point annoyed with the owners. At right now, it's purely, it's negligence to a certain point. It's a little bit of ego, isn't it? It's egotistic. Like they feel like if they sack this guy, they're going to be the laughing stock. Well, you're kind of the laughing stock already. You might as well cut your losses, bring in a gaffer that actually can handle this lot and can handle this size of a football club, and take us back to winning ways. Like, as Tobin is saying over here, few more losses and we find ourselves in a relegation battle. Can you imagine Chelsea Football Club in a relegation battle after spending 600 million? Wow. Arteta didn't have 600 million. His team was pretty basic when he started. Exactly right. People tend to not focus on these things about Arteta. Arteta's squad was nowhere near. I'm not saying our squad was supreme when Graham Potter took over, but it was far better than Arsenal's one. Not to mention the Champions League game against Dortmund at Stamford Bridge. I can't see us winning that game too with Potter in charge. It's sad. It's sad. It really is sad. Our squad is good enough to beat Dortmund. It really is. And to think that we are going to get eliminated, there's nothing else to play for this season. Premier League is done and dusted. We're probably looking at ourselves. Maybe there is something to play in the Premier League. It's the relegation battle, making sure that we survive. Maybe there is something to play. Top 4, forget about top 4. Don't even mention that. Domestic cups, we're already out. We've been eliminated. We're knocked out. Champions League's the only thing that we have left. And if we get knocked out of that, then what a waste of a season. What a waste of a season. I can remember the last time Chelsea were relegated, and trust me, the football we played then was better than how we were playing now. Wow. Some people actually remember the last time we got relegated. JT, another amateur. You guys are jokers. Yeah, I don't know why JT's name's getting thrown around. Honestly, I'd take Jose Mourinho. I've even mentioned this with Eunice in All You Can Eat Chelsea. I would 100% take Jose Mourinho. Jose Mourinho is doing fantastically in Roma. Why not? Steady the ship for a little while. Yes, it might be chaotic after a couple of seasons, but at least we're going to be back in winning ways. Just give us a manager that can bring us back to winning ways, man. Hansi Flick, Luis Enrique, Zinedine Zidane. Like, at the moment, the way it's continuing, how can you just persevere? How can you persevere with this? I'm baffled. I'm honestly baffled that the owners have not sacked him as yet. It's what are we waiting for? We're going to go to Leeds game now and get embarrassed there again. Yes, matches are at Stamford Bridge, but who cares? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter where we play anymore. Either we draw or we lose. Either we draw or we lose. Are we waiting to be embarrassed by Leeds? I mean, seriously, we need 4 wins to avoid relegation. I don't see how we win 4 games under Potter. Mourinho in, please. Some of the fixtures that we've got coming up, I don't know where you're going to get 4 wins. I'm not even certain if we're going to do anything against Leeds. Next up is Leeds. Leeds are fighting in the relegation battle. As much as Leeds are not a good team, they're going to be more than enough for us. They're going to be more than enough for us. Recently, they gave Man United a bit of a run for their money. Leeds beat us earlier this season under Thomas Tuchel. Leeds, one thing they do is they are capable of running, and they're capable of pressing. We, right now, we're incapable of doing anything. And it's sad because some of our better players are starting to fall down into this mediocrity that Chelsea has built up. It's sad. It really is sad. President Jafar, the bridge has fallen. The Stamford Bridge stronghold is all in the past. Now it's gone. Everything is disintegrated. All our history, all our winning ways, all our mentality, it's all gone. It's all been destroyed and it's been ripped into shreds. It's been shredded. Ripped into several pieces. Fallon, thank you so much for the super chat, my man. Leeds just need a 0-0 until halftime to win. Touche. No, it's true. That's the strategy. That's the strategy for opposition. All you got to do is stay in the game till halftime, and then in the second half, our legs are wide open. Do whatever you want to do. Do absolutely whatever you want to do. Miz, I'm sure that Potter has some sort of fetish of starting either Mount or Havertz on every Chelsea game. It's getting toxic and we're suffering. Is he doing this deliberately? I don't know, man. It's crazy. It's crazy how you can persevere with Kai Havertz week in, week out, and he just keeps on dropping stinkers. And you know what? I don't even blame Kai Havertz anymore. Not one bit. Because we know he's not capable. We know he's not good enough. I blame Graham Potter. Graham Potter's the one that keeps looking at this performance week in, week out, and keeps thinking, do you know what? Yeah, he's the one. He's the one who I'm going to start with. When you have Aubameyang, when you have David Dutcher Fofana, you might as well use João Felix up front and have Raheem Sterling on the right, have Mudryk on the left, and play with the three at the back. Play with the three at the back. Double pivot. It's sad. I don't know what it is with Kai Havertz, why Graham Potter consistently likes to start this brother. I've got no idea. There must be something that Graham Potter is seeing in this particular player that we are clearly not seeing. We must be blind. And then Mount. What a waste of a substitution. This brother has gone from being a flop of a starter to being a flop of a substitution. It's time for Mount to probably not even be in the squad. I rather Chukwuemeka be in the squad now. Mount's a waste of a substitution. Just like Conor Gallagher. Even though Conor Gallagher didn't get subbed in, but he was in the bench, it's just a waste. It's an absolute waste. Owesh Al-Karni, thank you so much for the super chat. 1 million equals 1 win, 3 wins to go for his 12 million salary. Oh my God. Absolute laughing stock. Absolute laughing stock. Valan, thank you so much for the super chat. If Bowley isn't careful, he and his team would be afraid to turn up to the bridge, Stamford Bridge, going to be like Everton, where directors get attacked by fans. I'm telling you, this upcoming match against Leeds, it is going to be hostile at Stamford Bridge. It will be hostile. I don't think the fans are going to be so favorable towards Graham Potter. 2 out of 16, 1 win in 2023. 1 win in 2023. January and February is coming to an end. In 2 months, 1 win. I think in the month of February, we just scored 1 goal. We don't even score goals anymore. It's diabolical. It's absolutely diabolical. As I said, even the most staunchest Potter in supporter is now finding it difficult to back Graham Potter. It just shows where the state of the situation is, and I'm confused. I'm baffled as to how the owners are still persevering with this. It's your money. It's your investment. And can you not see what the fans are saying as well? We've been patient. This is now beyond being patient. 2 out of 16? 2 out of 6, 7, 8 is bad enough. 2 out of 10 is bad enough. 2 out of 16. Fallon, thank you so much for the super chat. Potter still could joke about crisis meetings. It's sickening. I hope Graham Potter, in the next press conference or whatever the interview, whatever he does, I hope he comes in with a little bit more serious attitude. Enough with him being a bit of a joker, a bit of a troll. It's not funny. It's not funny. Concentrate on the task in hand. You're about to sink the mighty Chelsea. Once upon a time, the mighty Chelsea, you're about to sink it to the pits of hell. Sickening, man. It's absolutely sickening. It's okay, Mr. Bowley, that you made wrong decisions of appointing Potter. We understand you're new to football. Please accept the mistake and correct it instead of dragging it out on false egos. Bang on. Bang on. You made a mistake. Anyone can make a mistake. Let's now move on. Let's admit that we made the mistake. Let's swallow this bitter pill and let's move on. Let's correct it. The worst part is you persevering with it. You know you made a mistake and you're still persevering with it. That's even worse. At least people that knows that they've made a mistake and they try and correct it, at least you can give them some sort of, backing that they have a little bit of sense in them. Right now, what can we do? What can we do? Right now, it's just ego. Right now, it's just you're being foolish. I don't know how football finances work, but could this be possibly that they are waiting for right time to sack Potter as his compensation package is a bit high right now? Who knows? But it's detrimental. It's detrimental. I mean, how far are we willing to go? How far are we willing to damage our reputation? And what if there isn't any clause or any sort of scenarios in the contract to state that we have to wait a certain moment until we sack him? What if it's just a stock standard contract? Then what? It seems like the owners are fully backing this guy still. I mean, is it going to take the Leeds game for us to wake up? President Jafar, thank you so much. Thank you so much for the super chat. Losing to two rivals back to back, that's life. 100%. The worst part is Spurs didn't even break a sweat. They didn't even have to. They knew if they just waited around, they're going to get that win. Do you know what I mean? And as soon as the second half started, surely and eventually they did get that opening goal. And after they scored that first goal, I don't think anyone expected us to make a comeback. That's the other sad part. Once we are behind, that is it. Graham Potter has no capability of motivating this team to come back. And he's got no in-game management, no tactical know-how for Chelsea. He might have it for Brighton. In fact, we are playing like Brighton, mid-table team. You know what I mean? Last season, I think Brighton finished 9th or 10th, maybe 9th, highest ever finish. That's just not good enough for Chelsea. Might have been eye-catching for Brighton, and we might have thought, wow, if he's having that kind of success with that level of budget, just imagine what he can do with higher budget. It doesn't always work like that. Sometimes people, that's their level. And when they go to an even higher level, it just doesn't work like that. Potter, Valen, thank you so much for the super chat. Potter crying about threats when we don't get anything against Leeds. Trust me, the fans will act on the threats to Potter, Bowley, and co. Volatile. 100%. It's going to get nasty. It's really going to get nasty if Graham Potter still sticks around for the Leeds game, and then we drop even more points against Leeds. It's going to get hella nasty. Valen, thank you so much for the super chat once again. I hate how he uses Arteta as a comparison. Arteta never spent 600 million in the transfer window. Arteta isn't earning 12 million a year. Step up or step out. Yeah, the whole comparison, Arteta and even Klopp, like shame on you for even comparing with Klopp. Klopp had a lot of pedigree coming into Liverpool. What pedigree does Graham Potter have, man? What pedigree does he have? Do you know what I mean? It's crazy. It's crazy. All the João Felix stands. If Mount put in that performance Felix did yesterday, he would be slaughtered. I don't stand either. I just want consistent energy. Chill on the permanent talk. He must perform first. Look, I don't want to smash João Felix, who's literally just walked in. I think this is where people forget. We've been smashing Mason Mount because he's been awful for nearly 18 months. 18 months. Has João Felix been at Chelsea Football Club for 18 months? We need to understand. I think a lot of people said that João Felix and Enzo Fernandez didn't have a good game. But we know their capabilities, their talent. Like, I'm not going to sit here and say Mason Mount is far talented than João Felix. No, he's not. So this argument for me is flawed. It's not about having the same energy. I think now we can actually say there's a deeper meaning. With Mason Mount, look, I think he's a decent player, but he's not as João Felix level. He's not. He's never been. Never been. And especially for the last 18 months, he's been awful. Simple as. I don't think this comparison is worthwhile. Argono, thank you so much for the super chat. Arteta win rate 45%, Potter's win rate 27%, Tuchel 2023 win rate 33%. Just before he lost, Thomas Tuchel was still on 33%. Insane. Balan, thank you so much for the super chat. Credit to Potter for ruining Enzo in 1 month. Yeah, some of these new players are coming down to our levels now. Sad to see. I've stopped blaming any players. My full energy is on Potter. Everyone is regressing under that loser Potter. These are not bad players. This is such a bad coach. I mean, starting Hakim Ziyech as well. Starting Hakim Ziyech, that was another mistake. You've got Madueke. You've got Mudryk. You could have shifted Raheem Sterling to the right and you could have played Mudryk. 100 million play in the bench, Mudryk. I mean, what sort of rest? Mudryk don't need any rest. He's had an entire week to rest, train, and still starting Hakim Ziyech. A player, let's be honest, does not want to be at Chelsea Football Club. Graham Potter got a lot of things wrong. A lot of things wrong yesterday. A lot of things wrong. And to make matters even worse, Man United goes on and wins the Carabao Cup. And that's a manager. That's changing things that you can back, that you can understand that their process and their project is going somewhere. Winning a trophy in his first season. It's difficult to back Graham Potter at the time being, and it's difficult to back the owners at the time being. And the owners keep comparing with Jurgen Klopp and Arteta. Why not? Why aren't we comparing with Erik ten Hag? Look at Erik ten Hag. Look at Eddie Howe at Newcastle. I know Newcastle now they're sort of going in the decline mode, but why aren't we comparing with Eddie Howe? Why aren't we comparing with Erik ten Hag? Why are we looking at managers took a bit of time before it all started to kick into gears? Why? What's it to say that Graham Potter is 100% is going to be able to emulate that? What guarantee do we have? Valen, thank you so much for the super chat. At this point, I'll take Mourinho part 3 with JT. Look, I will take Mourinho 100%. I think Mourinho with this level of players, I think he'll do fantastic. I think he would do fantastic. 18 months. Really, I don't even rate Mount like that. I don't care if he stays or goes, but 18 months is way over the top. Nah, he is not. So you're saying from June 2021 until now, he's been poor. Let's be real. That's not true. Okay, Balak CFC, what is true? What is true? This season, 22-23, awful. Was he good last season? The entirety of last season. Was Mason Mount good in 21-22 season? 21-22 season. 21-22 season starts from June 2021. August. Last season, Mason Mount was not good. I don't care what people say about his hat-trick against Norwich and goals against Bournemouth. He was not good. He was not good. It has been 18 months. Fine, call it 16 months. Whatever the case is, he's been poor for a long time. Look, I don't want to waste time talking about Mason Mount. Look, for me, he's right now, that quality, the Chelsea quality is gone, is diminished. It's disappeared. He's a waste. He's a waste of a substitute, and he's a waste of a starter right now. I don't even want to talk about it. Graham Potter's got options, but he keeps opting on these players. Ziyech, Mount, Havertz, Gallagher, Ruben Loftus-Cheek. What? Chukwuemeka can't do that role anymore. Chalobah can't play that role anymore. Okay, fine. Kovacic was injured. Ill. At least just see how Chalobah goes in that particular role. Chukwuemeka, last I remember from Aston Villa. Aston Villa used to play him in central midfield. Aston Villa played Chukwuemeka in central midfield. Crazy. It's crazy. We're going to wrap things up very, very soon, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, a bunch of our guys haven't been good and they need to go. Players like Ziyech, Mount, and Havertz need to go. But before they go, Potter needs to go. Oh, and yeah, what about that mentality monster? What about that mentality monster? Since he's come in, what impact has he had? Means, bro, I took a nap and I thought when I wake up, Potter would be sacked. I'm gonna KMS. Yeah, he's not sacked, and he's probably not gonna get sacked. Ladies and gentlemen, smash up the like button. We got over 460 people live. Let's get to at least 200 likes ASAP. We're gonna wrap things up. I'll catch you guys for later on tonight, UK time, to wrap up all the Chelsea news. But sad state of affairs at Chelsea Football Club. And very, very sad state of affairs. There's even Potter in the camp are turning. Yeah, even Potter in camp are turning. It's got to go. It's got to go. The likes of Nini, Daniel Childs, and Vince are turning. Took them a while. Well, you know, we could see it a few weeks back that it was going south. Mentality monster, he can't be found. He's missing. He's missing. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to wrap things up. Smash up the like button if you're here for the first time. Subscribe, hit the bell notification to stay in touch with all my content. I'll catch you guys later on tonight, UK time. Wrapping up all the latest Chelsea news. Until then, take care. See ya.